video is kind of, I guess, a rant, because if you guys looked at the title, you're like, oh, it's a how-to video, and it's a how to be a YouTuber video, which unfortunately there's actually no real answer to that. You know, I've obviously been doing videos for a while, making videos for a while, and even I can't really answer that. Like, think of your favorite YouTuber. Think of someone you watch religiously or all the time or anything. I can list a few that I watch, like Swoozy, Jenna Marbles, PewDiePie. Those are really big YouTubers, and there's a lot of other ones that I watch as well that aren't as big as that. There's Lacey Green, and there is Two Best Friends, there's Bad Lip Reading, there's a bunch. I can't list them all, there's so many. And I've asked a couple of these YouTubers, like, how do you narrow down, I guess, your thing? Like, how do you narrow down and choose a thing? Because a lot of people, you know, they do the comedy, or they do video games, or they do the self-help. And how do you fully figure that out? You know, how do you know that? And I've gotta say, I've never gotten an answer from any of these people. If you've ever gotten an answer from any of your YouTubers, that's pretty awesome. I haven't. So, I guess this is my guide. This is how I think YouTubers go about stuff. And there's several ways to do it, there's only a couple. The first idea is that they sit down, and if they do like a weekly thing like I do, they write down ideas. Okay, what's something I can do this week? What, if you're funny, what's something hilarious that I can think of off the top of my head that I can do this week, you know, before the day I turn in my video? What's going on in my life? Whatever. Your self-help, what's something important that's going on right now to help people with? What's a video game that's really popular right now for gameplay? You know, that kind of thing. You sit down and think about it. Even, I think, also when it comes to daily, they might pre-plan it a week in advance. That's what I had to do for my week videos I did. You know, I had to sit down and decide in a week in advance what videos I was gonna do, because there's no way I could always do it off the top of my head. Some people are a little more spontaneous than that. Otherwise, I think it is, though, a little bit of listing, like, what's something I can do? And I'm sure people have written down ideas. Like, I write down ideas all the time if I think of something funny, and I think it would be great for a video, I will write it down. Now granted, I have to go through this list of ideas every so often and make sure it's something I still want to do or is possible. But you know, that's the thing. I write it down and make sure I have a continual idea flow. My second thing would have to be that you have to take time to film. Filming can take 5 minutes, or it can take 4 hours. It depends on, I guess, what you're filming, how much you want to film, what is the content, and that's different than what you're filming, because you're filming either yourself, but what you're talking about is basically what I mean. You have to figure out where you're filming. Like, I tend to film in the same spot every time, because there's nothing to look at in my room, or I would go to other places. But people like to change it up. Some people, if they are in a house, instead of their bedroom, they'll go to the dining room. Magic. But that's something you can consider. You know, you have to make sure that whatever your content is it's going the way you want it to. Because sometimes that's a hassle, because you're like, I need this to work with me, and it's not. Yeah. So it takes a long time. And so it can take from like 5 minutes to 4 hours. The next thing you have to think about is editing. What editing tools do you have? What are your options for editing? If you have like a PC and you can't afford the fancy editing stuff, probably there are editing tools on there, but it's like, I can't remember what it's called. It's a movie thing. I used it at the beginning of my video stuff, and it sucked. But it's the only thing I had. And then I eventually got an app on my iPad for like a couple bucks. And then I eventually got my Mac, which came with something, which was a lot stronger, which is what I use now. But there's also like a $300 one on the Mac. that you can buy and get an extra $100 for lessons, and you have this magical moviness to go with. You know, there are options for this thing. You could also just go buy a movie kit at a store. So it really depends, like, what editing tools you have, and then from there you can decide how long it's going to take you to edit, because editing, like for me, editing takes a couple hours. No, okay, can take a couple hours depending on what I'm doing. Another thing to think about for when it comes back to editing is if you're going to have background music. I know not everyone does. I do. I think having that little noise in the background, it actually just keeps you on to focus. I've seen a lot of YouTubers do it. It's pretty common to have a background noise, and like a sound, a music, in some sense. You know, and some people don't if they are going to have like music in their thing. Some people don't if for gameplay there's no reason to, because you're playing a game, so you're going to have sounds from the game. So it just depends, like depending on what you're doing is whether or not you're going to have like music in there. Another thing to think about is how you look on screen. Like, I don't always have my makeup done like during the day for whatever day I choose to film, but I'm not gonna go makeupless on camera. It doesn't look as nice, and I kind of don't want to look like I'm sick or tired or any of that, and I want to look nice, or you know, my hair doesn't want to cooperate, I gotta get the hat going or whatever. I want a nice shirt on. Yeah, I might see the same shirt all the time, but it's because it's, you know, my nice shirt, but I want to look nice and I want to look presentable. So I want to make sure my hair's up or done, or I want to make sure my makeup's done, I want to make sure I'm wearing the nice shirt. There's a lot of work going into how you look for this stuff. And I guess my last thing is you have to know yourself. I mean, that's a big thing I hear a lot, is that you gotta make sure you know who you are. And I'm gonna get real with you guys right now. I don't always feel like I know who I am. I feel like my videos are just as confused as I am sometimes, and that's why I don't do as well. That's why like PewDiePie has so many, like 10,000 subscribers. That's ridiculous. That's so many people, and that's awesome because it's all over the like world. It is because he's himself on camera all the time, or his girlfriend Marcia, that she is like that all the time. That's how she talks, that's how she is, and it's adorable. Or if you look, Swoozie is so real with you, it's ridiculous. And there's Jenna Marbles, who, that's just how she is. She just wants that laugh. That's how she finds things funny. So she wants to share it with you. And see, it's like, I want to be that fun, as funny as Jenna Marbles. I want to be as real as Swoozie, but I want to also be as me as PewDiePie. And being a college student, that doesn't always happen. And I think that's the main thing I've always asked a YouTuber, is like, how do you find a niche? A thing that just glues your entire channel together. What brings it all together? I need to know. You know, I really want to know, and they never answer. But I think that's the thing. You just need to know yourself. Yeah, I didn't know myself when I started this, but I feel like because of YouTube, I got to know myself more, and I got to be myself more, and so it's starting to get to more cohesion. There's a cohesiveness. And it's more real with you guys, but it's on me, and it's getting more funny because I can share my humor without being hesitant about it or freaking out that I'm on camera. But that would be my first video. That first video was so hard to do because I don't have my boyfriend's charisma. You watch the video. I'll put the link in the bottom to see my boyfriend's charisma. That's him on a normal basis. This is me on a normal basis. This is pretty me right here. But when I started YouTube, I wasn't loud. I talked like this all the time. You didn't hear me. And I was really making sure everyone was okay and nothing bad happened, and I wouldn't do my makeup this exaggerated like I do now. And I always was worried how I looked, and it was a struggle. And then you see me now where I'm loud, I'm gesturing, I'm a little more charismatic, I have my hair, whatever, but it just wasn't a big deal. I didn't have to straighten my hair. I am doing my makeup as I do on a normal basis. My old makeup would be something I didn't even do like ever. It was just for video filming. This is a normal basis makeup. This is my normal wearing clothes. So this is how I normally act with my friends. I am not as freaked out about offending people because some people are gonna get offended, some people are gonna get hurt, and all I can say is sorry if you get offended or hurt by anything I do, but that's not the point. I was trying to be funny or get a point across or whatever. The line for offending people and hurting people used to be way over here, far away from anything that I liked. Anything I liked was on this side, about this big of a space. Offending people and worried about everything else is on the side. That line is significantly moved where I'm okay with talking with you guys, my internet peeps, and being real with you guys. That's if you ever decide to make a YouTube channel or do YouTube stuff, it's hard. You hear about those videos that are all of a sudden 10,000 views. Oh my gosh, that's exciting, and I want that to happen someday. Don't get me wrong. That is pretty damn cool. But it hasn't happened. I only have this many things though. Do I want it to get bigger? Yeah, certainly. But I want it to get bigger because I worked hard for it. And yeah, if I get that 10 million view video, that'd be awesome. But the first thing anyone should know before you suddenly just jump on this bandwagon of YouTube, being a YouTuber, is that you gotta make sure that you have everything for yourself put together. That is how you be a YouTuber. You basically get your shit together. Both personally, physically, any of it, get your shit together. And then make sure you know how you're gonna film. I have an editing system and content that I want to share with you guys, my internet peeps. And I am pretty darn positive that I'm good to go. So there you go, I'm done. So that's my whole thing on how to be a YouTuber. Hopefully you guys found this informative, helpful, whatever. Maybe your life was just changed this very moment. You're welcome. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post videos every Monday, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. And if you are interested in anything in my life, social media links are in the bottom. My other channel link is in the bottom. I'm gonna go then. So I'll see you guys later. Love you guys.